So if you've been watching my last couple videos, you know that I recently got a new laptop and I haven't gotten any expensive VSTs because I brought back my stock plugin series for you guys. So I'm still going to be using all stock plugins except for one plugin that I recently got, and that's Halftime by Cable Guys, I think it is. It's only like 12 bucks, so if you truly believe in yourself, you should invest a couple bucks for it. I think it's well worth it. But with that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm going to start off with a flat piano sound, so we're going to use FL keys. And for some reason, when you play the keys, they're kind of quiet. So what I do is I turn up the sensitivity knob on this. It just makes it a lot louder so you can hear it a lot more clear. So the key, I'm going to set it to E minor, and then the tempo, I'll have it set to 133. Kind of want to have like a slower pattern to this because I'm going to change the sounds out to a synth. So I want just like a smoother melody. I'm gonna go opposite with the bass line, have it moving upward. Pitch this up. And you know, typically I'll randomize the notes, but when I'm going to change it to a synth, it really doesn't matter that much. So let's copy this over to a sampler. I like to keep it on a sampler just so we have the original pattern in case we make changes. All right, let's change this out to, let's try GMS. All right, let's go into the pads and textures. See if we can find some type of foundation. That's perfect right there. I'm just gonna duplicate this real quick because when it's a pad like that, it has a slow buildup. And since I want to export this, I'm going to chop off the first half. So you can see it has that slow buildup like that, and I don't like to have that when I loop it. I'll just chop off that first half. All right, let's keep that same pattern and layer this with another sound. So I'm going to hop out of GMS. Let's try, I don't know, kind of just want to try plugins that I haven't really used before, like Kepler XO. Damn, this one has some crazy sounds in it. Let's see. Maybe strings. Oh. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Alright, so this is where I'll bring in Halftime. And like I said, it's a super cheap plugin. It's only $12. So I definitely recommend investing in it. But I guess you could say we're kind of cheating in this video because we're not using all stock plugins. Kind of want to speed this up. Let's add some chorus to this. I really want to make this, oh, hold up. This is a new plugin. This is dope though. Let's see what this has. Hold on, this is actually fire. Hold on, let's solo this out so we can really hear it good. I don't like this one. It adds like a weird, I don't know how to describe it, but just like a weird punch to it. No, that's actually a fire plugin. And what's this? Lux Verb? This is also new right here. This is dope. I'm gonna leave it just like that. That's perfect. All right, let's export this out. And you know what? I'm actually gonna keep the original as well, just so it can layer it. It's for the chorus. It adds a lot more energy to it. So it'll sound like this together. And then, you know, we can cut off that one. Just have it in the background like that for the verse. All right, so we're gonna delete this plugin. And then we can save the project. Because a lot of these are trial versions. All right, so I want to add one last thing to this just to have a little more variation in it. I'm not sure what I want though. So I might just go with some bells. Let's open up Citrus. kind of like this one. It's a really simple one, and it just has a good amount of nice clear sound to it. So let's just try to build a counter melody. I think I'm gonna go a little more fast paced with this one. Try something like this. Yeah, I like something like that. Just a little bit more bounce to it. Alright, so I'm not really liking the bells. It's kind of just something I use to build the melody out. So let's try to use some type of short synth. Yeah. And for my process of making beats, I'll usually make all the melodies first, kind of lay all that out first, and then I'll go back and start mixing, because I don't like to spend too much time trying to perfect the mix beforehand. I like to just kind of get when you're kind of in motion, you kind of want to keep that motion going until you have it all set. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the first sound. So this is kind of like a background sound that I want to be kind of just the foundation of it. And we'll bring up some of these mids right here. Make it sound just a little louder. But yeah, I like to keep it between -9 and -12 dB range. That's a good range to keep it at. We'll bring in this counter. And then this is going to be part of like the verse. So we'll have this one a little more muffled in the background. So we'll cut off a lot of that mid-range. A lot of that high end too. And then for the chorus, we're going to bring up this layer. And this one I kind of want to be like the main sound that's up front. So we're going to let's open up the mixer. Let's cut off the lows. And it's already filling up most of the EQ, which is what I want. But I'm just going to cut off some of the mid-range. Like right there, that's good right there. Just a little of that mid-range so it's not too heavy, because that's obviously where most of the vocals sit. And then we're going to bring in this counter. And for the counter, I also want it to sit in the background. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut off all this mid-range. Have it just sit mostly in that high end. We'll turn it down a bit, since I want this to really be in the background. It's something that you don't really hear that well. It's more something you kind of feel. You know, I wanted to pitch this down, but honestly this sounds so good in E minor that I might just leave it like that. We'll see how the 808 sounds though. Alright, let's move on to the drums now. So for the drums, we're going to be using my control drum kit. The link will be in the description. Let's add a sub bass though. I'm going to go with this one. It's a little more subtle, but it has a good tone to it. And because the key we're in is E minor, it's a little higher up in the scale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up an EQ. And we're just going to bring up some of that low end. There you go. You want to even that out so it's not too low. Alright, let's mute that layered string. And you know what? The sub is can actually use a little more of that mid-range. Yeah, really fill it up so you can feel it. Alright, we're going to start off with the hi-hat. Go some lighter like this. I like this one. I don't know why that mixer keeps getting stuck. Alright, and I don't really want to add an 808 to this. I kind of want to leave it just with a sub. So I think I'm just going to copy this one. We'll add a different pattern to it. Turn it down a bit. Oh, hold up. All right, so we're gonna mess with the EQ just a little more. Just because I don't want too much of that high end coming in. All right, let's add a kick. Bring a little more punch to it. You know what? I think I'm gonna slow it down. Have something like this instead. That's perfect. You know what? This needs distortion. Add a little bit. This is gonna go crazy right now, so let me turn down the post. I'm honestly super glad I brought this series back just because it's so much fun when you make a hard beat and it's just with pure stock plugins. It's just a different kind of rewarding feeling. But if you guys like the drum sounds in this video, they're all from my Control drum kit, so make sure you check that out. The link will be in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.